My name is Emily Thompson. I'm 32. 3 weeks ago, on Thanksgiving Day at 6:47 p.m., I stood in my parents' dining room while my mother introduced me to 14 relatives as the one who cleans houses for a living. And my sister Sophia raised her champagne glass and added, "Well, someone has to scrub the toilets, right?" The table erupted in uncomfortable laughter. My father studied his plate. I felt my face burn so hot I could taste copper on my tongue. My mother turned to her sister, Aunt Rebecca, with that practiced smile she uses when she's performing. One daughter is a doctor, the other one, well, she cleans houses. She said it like she was commenting on the weather. Casual, final. Sophia leaned back in her chair, swirling her wine. Emily, didn't you have some big career plans once? What was it? Nursing? Or was that just another phase? I set down my fork carefully. My hands wanted to shake. I didn't let them. I was a medical assistant, at your practice, actually. Oh, that's right. Sophia's laugh was crystal bright. Until you decided it wasn't for you. 14 pairs of eyes locked on me. I could hear the grandfather clock in the hallway. Tick, tick, tick. I didn't decide anything, I said quietly. You fired me. The room went silent. My mother's smile froze. Sophia's eyes narrowed. Emily, my father's voice was low, warning. Not now. You told everyone I left voluntarily, I continued. My voice stayed level. You told them I wanted a change. Sophia set her glass down with a sharp click. I told them the truth. You weren't a good fit for a medical environment. You made patients uncomfortable. Which patients? Excuse me? Which patients did I make uncomfortable? Names, dates, specific incidents. My mother stood up, her napkin falling to the floor. Emily Marie Thompson, we are not doing this at Thanksgiving dinner. And before I go on, if stories about standing up for yourself mean something to you, please hit like and subscribe and tell me in the comments where you're watching from right now and what time is it there. Sophia's husband Ethan cleared his throat. Maybe we should all just… No, Sophia cut him off. She wants to do this? Fine. You had multiple complaints, Emily. You argued with the practice manager. You had attitude problems. I asked for my employee file 3 times, I said. You never provided it. Because you weren't entitled to it after you left. After you fired me. My mother's voice went ice cold. Emily, apologize to your sister right now. I looked at her. At my father. At Sophia. At 14 relatives who wouldn't meet my eyes. No, I said. I walked out of that house at 7:03 p.m. I didn't take my coat. It was 48 degrees outside. I sat in my car in their driveway for 11 minutes before I could make my hands stop shaking enough to turn the key. Let me take you back 4 years to a different Thanksgiving. I was 28. I'd been working as a medical assistant at Sophia's dermatology practice for 6 months. My grandmother wasn't there that year. She'd passed in August. But Aunt Rebecca was, and she pulled me aside in the kitchen while I was washing dishes. Your grandmother was very proud of you, she said. She was drying a serving platter, her movements careful and deliberate. She told me you were the only one in the family who asked her how she was doing, not how much money she had, not what she was leaving to whom, just how she was. I remember the scent of cinnamon and sage in the air, the sound of my mother's laughter from the dining room, high and performative. I miss her, I said. Rebecca set the platter down and squeezed my hand. She left you something, not money, something better, but the timing has to be right. Trust me on that. I didn't understand then. I nodded anyway. She smiled. Your grandmother used to say, Emily sees people. Hold on to that, sweetheart. It's going to matter more than you know. 6 months after that Thanksgiving, everything fell apart. It was a Tuesday morning, April 15th, at 8:47 a.m. I arrived at the dermatology practice like always. I had my badge, my scrubs were pressed, I'd brought coffee for the front desk staff, vanilla latte for Jessica, black for Marcus. The practice manager, Diane Foster, was waiting at my desk. She wouldn't look at me. "Emily, I need you to come to my office." My stomach dropped. "Is something wrong?" "Please just come with me." Sophia was there. My sister, the physician partner, sitting in the guest chair like she had every right to be there. She didn't stand when I entered. Diane closed the door. "Emily, we're letting you go, effective immediately." The room tilted. "What?" "Multiple performance complaints," Diane said. She had a folder in front of her. She didn't open it. "You've made patients uncomfortable. Your attitude has been problematic. We've received feedback that you're a liability." "From who? What patients? I want to see the complaints." Sophia spoke for the first time. "That's confidential." "It's about me. How is it confidential?" "Emily." Diane's voice was tired. "We've made our decision. Please collect your personal items and return your badge." I turned to Sophia. "You did this." She met my eyes. "I did what's best for the practice. I want to see my employee file. I want documentation." "That's not how this works," Diane said. "That's exactly how this works. California law says I'm entitled to— Security will escort you out if necessary." Sophia stood up. "Don't make this harder than it needs to be." My hands were shaking. My face felt like it was on fire. I looked at Diane. "I've worked here for a year. I've never had a write-up, never had a warning, not once." Diane looked away. I collected my things. A photo of my grandmother, my stethoscope, a coffee mug that said medical assistant, because doctors need heroes too. Jessica from the front desk was crying when I walked past. Marcus turned his back. I sat in my car in that parking lot for 22 minutes. My bank account had $1,847 in it. My rent was $1,200. My student loan payment was $280. I had 12 days until both were due. I called my mother that night. I thought maybe this one time she'd see what Sophia had done. "Mom, Sophia fired me today." "Oh, honey. She told me you left." "I didn't leave. She fired me. No warning, no documentation, nothing." "Well, she said you weren't happy there." "That's not true." "Emily." My mother's voice shifted into that tone, the one that meant she was done listening. "Your sister is a physician. She runs a successful practice. She knows what she's doing. She lied to you. Don't be dramatic. Maybe this is for the best. You can find something that's a better fit." "A better fit for what?" She didn't answer directly. "Your father and I love you both. But Sophia has worked very hard to build her career. You can't expect the same opportunities when you haven't put in the same effort." I hung up. I didn't call back. Over the next 3 weeks, I sent out 47 job applications. Medical offices, clinics, urgent care centers. 5 asked for references. I listed Diane Foster. None called me back. I ran into my mother's friend Patricia at the grocery store on May 3rd. She looked at me with this mixture of pity and judgment that I'd started recognizing. "I heard about your job situation," she said. "What did you hear?" "That you had some difficulties." She lowered her voice. "Performance issues?" My throat went dry. "Who told you that?" "Your mother mentioned it at book club. She's worried about you, Emily." I stood there in the cereal aisle with my basket of generic brand everything, and realized my sister had burned my entire professional reputation, and my mother was helping her do it. I found work cleaning houses the next week. A woman named Margaret Chen ran a small cleaning service. She hired me for $15 an hour, cash. No background check, no references. "You seem like you need a break," she said. "Everyone deserves a second chance." I didn't tell her I hadn't done anything that required a first chance. The work was hard. My back ached. My knees hurt. I came home at 7:30 p.m., smelling like bleach and lemon cleaner. But Margaret was kind. She showed me how to clean granite without streaking, how to organize a supply caddy, how to move through a house efficiently. And then, 3 months in, She sent me to clean for a woman named Elena Vargas. Elena was 63, recently widowed, living alone in a 6,200 square foot estate in Pacific Palisades. The house was beautiful, floor to ceiling windows, original artwork, a kitchen that could have been in a magazine. She was in the sunroom when I arrived, reading a book about resort management. "You must be Emily," she said. She had kind eyes. Tired, but kind. "Yes, ma'am. I'll start with the main level if that's—" "Sit down first. Have some coffee." I hesitated. "I should really—" "I'm paying for your time. Sit." I sat. She poured me coffee from a French press. Real cream. Sugar cubes in a small silver bowl. "Margaret says you're dependable," Elena said. "That's rare." "I try to be." "She also says you used to work in medicine." I set my cup down carefully. "Medical assistant. Until recently." "Why'd you stop?" I didn't know how to answer. I settled for, "It didn't work out." Elena studied me. "I own 3 resorts: Miramonte, Desert Palms, and Oasis Canyon. I'm getting older. I can't manage the properties the way I used to. I need someone I can trust." "I'm just a house cleaner, ma'am." "No." Her voice was firm. "You're someone who shows up on time, does what she says she'll do, and treats people with respect. That's not just anything." She handed me a business card. "If you ever want more than cleaning houses, call me." I kept that card in my wallet for 2 weeks before I called. Elena offered me a job. Not cleaning, coordinating, managing vendors for her resorts, handling maintenance requests, quality control. She started me at $22 an hour, part-time. "Prove to me you can do this," she said. "Then we'll talk about more." I proved it. Within 6 months, I was managing housekeeping staff, scheduling contractors, negotiating with suppliers. Elena taught me everything: how to read a P&L statement, how to handle difficult clients, how to build systems that scaled. By the end of year 1, I'd hired 3 people. By year 2, we had 12 employees and contracts with 2 of Elena's resorts. By year 3, I registered Pristine Concierge LLC. I was the founder and CEO. My family had no idea. I didn't tell them. At first because I was angry, then because I was protecting something that mattered to me. Every time I saw them, Christmas, Easter, my father's birthday, they asked what I was doing. "Still cleaning houses," I'd say. My mother would sigh. Sophia would smirk. My father would change the subject. In September, 2 years and 4 months after Sophia fired me, I ran into her at a coffee shop on Wilshire Boulevard. I was meeting with a potential client, the owner of a boutique hotel chain. I was wearing a navy suit. I had my laptop bag and a portfolio of references. Sophia was in line ahead of me. She turned, saw me, and her eyes widened. "Emily? Oh my God, is that you?" "Hi, Sophia." She looked me up and down. "What are you doing here? Working?" "Meeting a client." "A client?" She laughed. "You mean like a cleaning client?" The barista called my name for my order. Sophia watched as I picked up my coffee, a flat white, not the drip coffee I used to afford. "Fancy," she said. Her voice had an edge. "Just coffee." "You know, Mom and Dad worry about you." She stepped closer. "You never come to family events anymore. You don't call. It's like you're ashamed of us." I felt something harden in my chest. "I came to Thanksgiving last year." "For an hour. Then you left." "I had work." "Work?" She said it like it was a joke. "Emily, you clean houses. You don't have work emergencies." The client I was meeting with, Richard Morrison, owner of Morrison Hotels, walked through the door. He waved at me. "I need to go," I said. Sophia grabbed my arm. "Wait, are you dating someone? Is that why you're all dressed up?" "That's my client." "Your cleaning client?" "My business client. I run a concierge company." She let go of my arm, stared at me. "What?" I need to go. I walked away. I didn't look back. That night my mother called. Sophia says you're telling people you run a company? I do run a company. Emily, please don't do this. Don't do what? Make up stories to impress people. It's embarrassing. I hung up. In October, Elena nominated me for the California Emerging Entrepreneur Award. I didn't know until I got the email from the awards committee. Dear Ms. Thompson, you've been nominated for recognition of exceptional business growth and community impact. The award ceremony will be held December 14th at the JW Marriott Los Angeles, LA. Live. I called Elena. Why didn't you tell me? Because I wanted you to be surprised. She sounded delighted. Emily, you built something real, a $1.9 million company in 3 years, 38 employees. You deserve this. I can't go. My family is invited. You get 6 seats at your table. Bring whoever you want. I didn't invite my parents. I didn't invite Sophia. I invited Elena, Margaret, my 3 senior managers, and Aunt Rebecca. The morning after I got that email, I found something in my mailbox. A small envelope with my name written in my grandmother's handwriting. Inside was a note from Aunt Rebecca. Emily, your grandmother asked me to give this to you when the timing was right. She knew your family would try to take credit for your success. She wanted you to have proof of who you really are. This is your story, no one else's. Love, Aunt Rebecca. Attached was a copy of an email chain. 47 emails between my mother, father, Sophia, and Ethan. Subject line, The Emily Problem. I sat on my apartment floor and read every single one. From my mother, dated April 10th, 4 years ago. Sophia, I think it's time. Emily is getting too comfortable at the practice. She's starting to think she's your equal. From Sophia, I've been documenting issues, attitude problems, insubordination. I can build a case. From my mother, good. Just make sure it doesn't come back on you. From Ethan, are we sure this is necessary? From my father, Evelyn knows what she's doing. Trust her. From my mother, we've worked too hard to build Sophia's reputation. Emily is a liability. Sweet girl, but she doesn't have what it takes. From Sophia, 3 days before she fired me. Performance review scheduled for Tuesday. She won't see it coming. From my mother, dated last Thanksgiving. I think we should be honest at dinner this year. Let people know Emily's situation. It's not fair to Sophia to pretend they're on the same level. The final email from my mother was dated 3 weeks ago, the day before Thanksgiving. I'm planning a toast to Sophia's achievements. It'll be a good reminder of what success looks like. I read them twice, 3 times. Then I called Aunt Rebecca. You've had these the whole time? Your grandmother collected them, Rebecca said quietly. She had access to your mother's email. She knew what they were doing. Why didn't she stop them? She tried. They didn't listen, so she decided to give you something better. Proof. Evidence. The truth. When did she give these to you? 2 weeks before she died. She said, when Emily builds something they can't take credit for, show her who they really are. My hands were shaking. They planned this for years. Yes. My whole life I thought I wasn't good enough. Emily, Rebecca's voice cracked. You were always good enough. They just needed you to believe you weren't. I didn't sleep that night. I sat at my kitchen table with those emails printed out in front of me. 47 pages of proof that my family had orchestrated my failure. But I had something they didn't know about. A $1.9 million company. 38 employees. Contracts with 3 luxury resorts. And on December 14th, I had a stage. The day before the awards gala, my mother called. Emily, I heard a rumor that you're attending some business event tomorrow? The California Emerging Entrepreneur Awards? Oh, she sounded surprised. That's wonderful, honey. Are you going as someone's guest? I'm a nominee. Silence. Then, a nominee? For what? Business achievement. More silence. Emily, who told you that you could attend something like this? The awards committee. I was nominated by Elena Vargas. Who? My business partner, the woman who owns the resorts I manage. Manage? Emily, you clean houses. I did clean houses. Now I run Pristine Concierge LLC. We have 38 employees and $1.9 million in annual revenue. I could hear her breathing. Fast, shallow. That's impossible. You would have told us. Why? So you could tell everyone I was lying? Like you did when Sophia fired me? Sophia didn't fire you. You left. I have the emails, Mom. All 47 of them. I know you helped her plan it. I know you've been telling people I have performance issues. I know about the Thanksgiving toast you planned. Nothing. For 12 seconds. Nothing. Then quietly. Where did you get those? Does it matter? Emily Marie, you had no right. I'll see you tomorrow. The gala starts at 6:30 p.m. You're welcome to attend. I have extra seats. I hung up. She called back 4 times. I didn't answer. That night, Sophia texted me. Mom says you're making up stories again. This has to stop. I screenshotted her text, added it to my file. December 14th arrived cold and clear. I wore a black dress I'd bought specifically for this. Simple, elegant, professional. Elena picked me up at 5:45 p.m. You ready? She asked. I don't know. You built a company from nothing. You're ready. The JW Marriott Los Angeles, LA Live was massive. Crystal chandeliers, marble floors, round tables set for 600 guests. Table 14 was near the stage, my table. 5 seats filled, 1 empty. My mother, father, Sophia, and Ethan arrived at 6:52 p.m. They stood in the doorway, scanning the room. My mother was wearing her best jewelry. Sophia had on a burgundy dress that probably cost more than my first month's rent. They saw me and walked over. My mother smiled. That performance smile. Emily, sweetheart, you look lovely. Sophia's eyes went to my table. Are we sitting here? You can sit anywhere you'd like, I said. This table is for my team. Your team? Elena stood up, extended her hand. Elena Vargas, Emily's business partner and mentor. You must be the family. My mother's smile tightened. Yes, I'm Evelyn Thompson. This is my husband Robert, and our daughter Dr. Sophia Thompson Hayes, and her husband Ethan. Elena shook each hand. Emily speaks very highly of you. Sophia's eyes narrowed. She does? She says you taught her resilience. The lights dimmed. The MC took the stage. My family found seats at table 22, 8 tables away. I watched them sit. Watched my mother lean over and whisper something to my father. Watched Sophia pull out her phone. The awards started. Business Leader of the Year, Innovation Award, Community Impact Award. Then, and now, for the Emerging Entrepreneur Award, recognizing exceptional growth and leadership in new business ventures. My heart hammered. This year's recipient built a company from the ground up, starting with a single client and scaling to multi-resort operations in under 3 years. With 38 employees, $1.9 million in annual revenue, and contracts with 3 luxury properties, she's proven that determination and integrity create lasting success. Please welcome Emily Thompson, founder and CEO of Pristine Concierge, LLC. 600 people applauded. I stood. My legs felt like water. I walked to the stage. The lights were bright. I could see my mother's face in the crowd, white, frozen. I accepted the award, a glass sculpture that caught the light like crystal fire. The MC handed me the microphone. I looked at my family, at Sophia, whose mouth was hanging open, at my mother, whose hands were gripping the edge of the table, at my father, who wouldn't meet my eyes. I spoke clearly, calmly. Thank you. When I started cleaning houses 3 years ago, I didn't know it would lead here. I was working for $15 an hour, trying to rebuild a career that had been taken from me without warning or documentation. I was told I was a liability, that I made people uncomfortable, that I didn't have what it takes. I want to thank Margaret Chen, who gave me a chance when no one else would. I want to thank Elena Vargas, who saw potential in someone everyone else had written off. And I want to thank the 38 people who work at Pristine Concierge, people who show up every day and prove that excellence isn't about pedigree, it's about character. This award represents something more than business success. It represents the truth. Numbers don't lie, contracts don't lie, payroll records don't lie. When people tried to define me by what I wasn't, I let my work define me instead. For anyone here who's been told they're not good enough, by family, by former employers, by anyone, I want you to know they're wrong. You don't need permission to build something meaningful, you just need to start. Thank you. I walked off the stage. The applause was deafening. Someone from the local business journal wanted an interview. The resort association president asked for my card. Elena was crying. My family didn't approach me. They sat at table 22, silent. At 8:15 p.m., I saw my mother stand. She walked toward me slowly, like she was approaching something fragile. Emily, don't. Please, let me. You planned my firing. You helped Sophia destroy my reputation. You spent 4 years telling people I was a failure. Her face crumpled. We thought we were helping Sophia. At my expense. We didn't think you'd. She stopped, looked at the award in my hands. We didn't think you could do this. I know. She reached for me. I stepped back. I'm sorry, she whispered. Are you? Or are you just embarrassed? She didn't answer. Sophia appeared at her shoulder. Emily, can we talk? No. I didn't know you had. She gestured vaguely. All this. Would it have mattered? What? If I was still just cleaning houses, would you feel bad? Would you apologize? Sophia's jaw tightened. This isn't fair. No, it wasn't. Elena touched my elbow. Emily, we should go. The after party is starting. I turned back to my mother, to Sophia, to my father, who still hadn't said a word. I don't need your apology, I said. I don't need you to be proud of me. I needed you to be decent. You couldn't even do that. I walked away. They tried calling the next day, 17 times between them. I blocked their numbers. Aunt Rebecca came to my apartment that weekend with coffee and pastries from the bakery my grandmother used to love. I'm proud of you, she said. For the award? For walking away. We sat on my couch, and she showed me one more thing. A letter my grandmother had written before she died. Rebecca had been waiting for the right time to give it to me. The envelope was thick cream paper, my name in my grandmother's careful script. I opened it. My dearest Emily, if you're reading this, then you've done something remarkable, and your mother is trying to take credit for it. I knew she would. I spent 62 years watching Evelyn choose convenience over character. She wants the appearance of success more than the substance of it. When you were little, I saw her do the same thing to you that she did to me. Tell you that you were too much, or not enough, depending on what served her best that day. I couldn't protect you while I was alive without tearing the family apart. But I could prepare you. These emails prove what they did. Keep them safe. When the time comes, and you'll know when that is, use them if you need to. Not for revenge, for clarity. So you never doubt yourself again. You were always the one who asked me how I was feeling, not what I was leaving you. You saw me as a person. That's rare, Emily. Don't lose it. The business you've built, whatever it is, came from you, your work, your integrity, your refusal to give up even when giving up would have been easier. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it, but I know it's going to be extraordinary, because you are. All my love, Grandma Postscript. I left you the china set. Not because it's valuable, but because you're the only one who'll actually use it. Evelyn will want it for show. Don't give it to her. I read it 3 times. Cried through all 3. 6 months passed. Pristine Concierge signed an 18-month contract with Miramonte Resort for $28,000 a month. We hired 12 more employees. Elena made me a partner, 30% ownership in the resort properties. I moved into a new apartment with floor-to-ceiling windows and a view of the Pacific. I bought furniture I actually liked. I adopted a cat and named her Rose. My mother sent letters. Sophia sent emails. I didn't respond. My father showed up at my office once. He stood in the lobby, hands in his pockets, looking older than I remembered. "I owe you an apology," he said. "You do." I should have said something. When your mother and Sophia, I should have stopped them. "Yes, you should have." "Can I take you to dinner? Can we talk?" I thought about it, really thought about it. "Not yet," I said. "Maybe someday, but not yet." He nodded. Left. I don't know if I'll forgive them. Some days I think I will. Some days I think I already have, in the sense that I'm not angry anymore. I'm just done. But I do know this. Silence isn't peace. Silence is the price you pay for someone else's comfort. And I'm done paying it. 1 year after the awards gala, I went back to the JW Marriott for a business dinner. I walked through those same doors, past the same chandeliers, and I felt nothing. No anger, no vindication, just quiet certainty. I built this, me, with people who believed in me when I was nobody, people who saw potential instead of liability. That's the story I choose to carry. If you've ever had to walk away from someone you love to protect yourself, type, "I walked away" in the comments. Or if you chose to stay and fight for your boundaries within your family, type, "I stayed and fought." Both are brave, both are valid, both require more courage than people realize. If this story meant something to you, check the description for more stories just like this one. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening.